Hey everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we are going to talk about transforming commands in Splunk, and then we're going to build our statistics table, and then we'll put commands into reports, and then we're going to have that dashboard builds based on those reports. All right, so let's first understand what is transforming command. Transforming command is a command in Splunk that we use to have our data into some statistics table, and then we're going to use those statistics table to have our visualization on the Splunk side. So technically, transforming command is used to have our data into statistics table, and then we can use those statistics table into some visualization like our column chart, bar chart, pie chart, or any of the charts that we want to use. So what are those transforming commands in Splunk? So we have number one is top command, number two is rare command, number three is statistics command or stats command, number four is chart command, number five is time chart command. So let's first search data in our index equal web. Let's increase the time to all time. So we have the data that we uploaded last time. So we're going to talk about first the top command. What is top command? So top command is a command that we can use to find most common fields in our data. For example, if I want to find, like in this data, let's take this as a use case that I want to find top 5 products that's being sold out on our website. So what we can do, let me see what is the category field that we have in here. Okay, it's category ID. What I want to do is I want to find top 5 category of the product that's being sold on my website. So what I can use, I can just use, top, then I can use category ID. So this is going to give me top products that's being sold on our website. So if you look on the right here, we have strategy that's being sold out 1586, and arcade, then accessories, tea, null, and simulation, and shooter, and sports. We have these products. This is the most common product that's being sold out. These are the counts, and this is a percentage that it's going to show us on the side as well. We can also remove this percentage, and we can also limit these fields, like how many fields we're going to see. By default, Splunk shows us the 10 top common fields in here. So for example, if I did not have, like right now we have just 8 fields, but if we had more than 10 fields, then it was just going to show us the 10 fields over here. However, we can limit that to some other fields right here. So for example, if I want to see not top 10, but I want to see top 20 fields, then we can use a limit constraint over here to see at least 20 fields, top 20 fields in here. So for example, right now we don't have 8 fields. I would just use like a rough number, let's say 2. Then it's going to show us the 2 top fields right here. So this is how we can control how many top fields we can see with it. And also we can use some other filters with it, or I would say constraint with it. For example, if I want to remove this percentage column on over here, so what we can do, there is another constraint, show pers right here, that's just suggesting me I can do it to false. Now it's not gonna show me a percentage column over here, so it's going to remove that column over here. So you see we have now 1586 count on the website, and we have a category of the games that's being sold out online, that's on the right side, that's on the left side. And we can have our visualization based on this. Let's say, it can tell us on the bar chart, okay, this is the number that I'm seeing over in our web sale. We can also remove count as well if we want to. We can use show count equals false, and it's going to remove that show count as well over here. Now, the next command that I'm going to talk about is a rare command. It's exactly opposite to top command. Like, it's going to do the same work but in an opposite way. Means top is going to give us the most common fields in the data, or whatever fields we're going to apply it to, and the rare command is going to give us the least common fields in the data. So let's say rare ID, since we don't have that much data in the category ID, but if you notice, it's just now starting from the least number and it's going down towards in ascending order, I would say. So it's just like going to work same way. We can apply the same constraint here. Let's say I want to apply 2, we can apply same constraint over here. We can use shoppers equals let's say false, since it's but default is true. And we can also use show count as well, and we can choose it to false as well. And another thing we can apply in the count and in the top and rear field is this count field. Means if we want to rename that count that we got on the right side, we can do this way. So let's say I want to do count field name total product sold. So you see right here, instead of us having count, just a count over here, now it's going to rename that field. Let me remove that on the fly, and let's just see what it was before this. It was count, and now we have the total products sold over there. So we can remove this just to show everything in here. So that's how top and rear command. So these are the most used command in some sort of visualization that we can perform on this. Over here you see it's going to show us the sports category sold this much and the shooter category sold this much. So without this transformation command or transforming command, we wouldn't be able to do this visualization. That's what it meant. For us to have visualization, we need to have some sort of transforming command that we can perform on Splunk data that we get. And the next command that I'm going to talk about is a statistics command. So statistics command is just like, it's going to give us the stats based on field that we're going to put into place. We kind of like, we're going to get some statistics table, then we can use a statistics table and we can have our visualization. So for example, right now we have a web data and I want to see that stats count by action. So let's just say I want to see what were the action that customer took when they reach out to my website and what was their transaction type. So this is what I'm trying to do right now. So what I'm doing, I'm using stats command and I'm trying to count it by the actions field. Let me show you on the fly. So if you notice right here, action is the field that we get whenever there is a transaction happen, either customer purchase it or add to the cart, view, remove, or change quantity. So that's what I want to do. I want to have some sort of statistics based on that so that I can have it says parser. Okay, so I have double pipe in here. So right now it's gonna show me that, okay, we have this much count for each action based on all time in our data. So what if I want to have visualizations right now? You see how beautiful is it? It's showing me that, okay, you had this much customer on the pie chart quantity with the purchase. So if we see our major hit was this purchase action. So this is how we can use stats command to just do that. Stats count by let's say category ID also action. So you see now it's going to show us all the category ID respective actions and their count. Like accessories, we have add to cart total 31, accessories change quantity 17, accessories purchase 153, and then accessories removed 18. And so we're looking at right now everything that's based on category ID and based on action. So that's how we can use our stats command to have some sort of statics, and then we can go to visualization based on each use case that we want to build on this. So right now it's just like showing us different categories. We can try to have different charts over here, different formats, and all of those things in the data. We're going to talk about this in details once we're going to get to this point. We can also use some other constraint with stats command. We can use also other functions. So let's suppose if I want to have my distinct IP, like I want to see how many distinct customer that bought my product. So what I can use is stats, and DC is a distinct count command. I would use it client IP. I want to see my as a customer, and I would use it by, let's say, action. So what I'm trying to do, I want to find out my distinct customer, and if I run this command, so it's not going to show me anything because, oh, it's lowercase I. So we have to use lowercase I. You see, now it's telling me that, okay, 180 distinct customer add those products into the cart, 155 customer change the quantity of the products in the cart, and of course 181 customer purchase it, 169 customer just remove it, and 181 customer, they were just shopping around window, doing some window shopping in here. So this is how we can get some distinct customer that used our website and then perform different activities. I would say they had different sessions they had different activity during their session with us. So this is how we can also find out, and we can also then present on visualization as well. And of course we can use a sort command as well, like what if I want to have this sorted by, so I can use sort have fun, let's say customer, should be a per case. So you see right now we have sorted by in ascending or descending order right now. So purchase is the most common, then we have view, then add to cart, then remove, and then we can use sort command as well with our statistics command. There are also other constraint or function that we can use with the stats command. I'm going to go to Splunk website, stats command in Splunk. I'm going to share this link as well with you guys. You guys can go through. So we have all of these functions that we can perform with the stats command. Like this is what we did. We can perform some, we can perform maximum, minimum. It's going to give us based on this. This is what we did. We did this one as well, count, and all of these functions that you can apply over here. You can use this. I'm going to share this with you guys, and you guys can test around on your side as well. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is a chart command. So chart command is technically, it's just like another, visualization command, and it returns the results in a data structure that going to support us in our visualization, such as column chart, line chart, area chart, but pie chart, whatever chart that we have in here as well. All right, so let's talk about chart command. So chart command is a command that returns results into data structure, and that's going to support us our visualization based on different fields. So we can have a chart command on one axis, and then we can have our respective other fields on the y-axis. So technically chart command is just going to give us the data based on x-axis and y-axis, and that's how we're going to use that in our visualization of the data. So let's say we have this index, and then we want to use chart command. Let's say I want to count my client IP based on each day. So let's just use each day of the week. So let's just choose this, or let's just use over. With chart, you use over command in here. So what I'm doing with the chart command, I want to count my client IP each day of the week that reached out to my website. So right now, if you see, the most customer that visited my site, that was on Wednesday, then Sunday was the next day, then we have Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, and then Thursday. So it's just like showing us a different day that customer visited our website. So let's say if I want to have my visualization performed over here. So if you see right now, right here, we have x-axis is the over part. It's a clause, and then we have our constraint, or I would say our field over here. So always anything that comes up after over or the last field would be on the x-axis. So it's telling me on Friday we had this much, 1927. So let me just format it to show the field. So on Friday we have 1927, then Monday sales went down, then on Saturday it picked up, and then we can use this way, to just visualize our data. So chat command is just like technically going to show us based on the field that happened during that transaction. So we can use this to show our visualization to our sales team how this thing is going on, and then we can just perform our market strategies, or what happened, what were the product, and all of those things that happened during that time. Another scenario that we can discuss is that we can find out how many bytes were used by client IP over this data that we have in here. So for example, if I want to use chat command, I can have another field, let's say, just say some bytes is also available. We'll check that out, and we can use client IP in here. Let's say client IP. So what is telling me that this is a customer that use most of the bytes. That means that this customer visited our website for the most part. Technically, this is what is telling me that some of the bytes, let me show you the bytes in here, which we should have. So this is a byte field over here. So you see how beautiful is this chart command, that it's going to show me the total bytes used by each client. So means this client or this customer was pretty much interested in buying any products. Like this is a topmost customer on our website. So this is what we can say that, okay, this customer stayed on our website and this customer used this much bytes of data during the transaction that happened. So this is how we can use the chart command just to have our data visualization based on each of the customers. So it's just like kind of messy because we have a client type. Again, like I said, client type is going to be on the x-axis, then our number or whatever function that we're going to perform, it's going to run on our y-axis. And also we can use some other ways as well, like what if I want to have count over action. So you see, now we can technically have our total, we can have our actions, and then total count is the same thing that we use for stats command. We can also use it with the chat command as well. But in the stats command, it was just going to show us over here and the number, and over here it's just going to show us any field that comes after our close. It's just going to show us on this side. So this is how chat command works. Now the next command that we're going to talk about is the time chat command. Time chat command exactly works the way chat command works, but only it adds the time field on the x-axis right here. So what I'm saying that we're going to have our time on the x-axis, and then we're going to have our y-axis with the field that we want to time chart it with. So for example, I want to have my time chart count, and let's say by client IP. Now, if you look right here, it's giving me a time table on the left side. That's gonna go to the x-axis. Then now it's giving me the different count. Let's say count of action. Let's just say that as action by customer. All right, so we have different customer on different day perform different actions. So we have this statistics table. Now the beauty with the time chart is this. We want to have this, you see, we have different customers. So right now, if you notice right here, we have other commands. So what I can do is use other equal to false, and let's just limit it to, like, I want to have at least 30 customer, unique customer, let's say. So right now we have 30 customer with the data in here. Before, it was just automatically picking up the 10 top customer, and it was using the other command over here on the left. So let me go back and I show you guys what it was doing. You see other command means it's just like, counting the top 10, and then it's just putting all other fields into another format. So I don't want to have them other format. I want to have the, let's just say, limit to 30 command based on client IP. So right now, if you see a different visualization, so on x-axis, we have time. As I explained, that's the difference between chart command and time chart command. Time chart command is always going to give us the x-axis time axis. So right now it's telling me, okay, this IP, so just like a different, line chart command. We can use a different chart as well, but this is going to the best command as well. So each day, this customer is doing this much transaction, this customer is doing this much transaction, and all of those statistics and visualization that we want to perform over here. So this is how we're gonna get all of these commands with the chart command. So that's the only difference between time chart and chart command, that it's going to give us time on the x-axis and all the counts on the y-axis. We can use other constraint, like we can use other we can limit it, we can sort it on all of those constant. We can use different actions, we can use most of the action that we can use in a chat command. So let's just go to time chat command in Splunk. And over here you can see, okay, we can let's just try to use this. We can span it to 1 day. So span equals, so now what I'm doing, I'm going to have my span like time, bucket time for all of the data into 1 day. So what if I want to have that in, like, let's say 5 days. So I'm going to bucket my data into 5 days. So technically, it's just like going to give us the different time span and different days. So you see right here, since I didn't use anything, it took hours, but I would need to use 5D with it so that it won't count it out. You see, 19th, 26th, maybe some data over here, data over here. So we can use different constraint with it. Like we can use, eval command. It's gonna come up. That's why I didn't discuss it today. It's gonna come up in our next video as well. So we can use different constraint with the Timechart command. So today we discuss 5 transforming command. Number 1 is top command. That's going to give us the most common values. And rare commands, of course, is opposite to top, but it's going to work exactly the same way with the least number that we want to expect. Then we use statistics command. Exactly, it's going to perform stats, and then we can perform different visualization. Then chart command is a command that we can have use over different fields, and over fields would be under x-axis and all other fields on the y-axis. Then we use chart command. The difference between a chart and time chart command is that it's going to give us the time on the x-axis. It's just like, time line for any activity that happened, and we can perform this based on this. Yeah, that was it for today. I hope this will make sense, and this is going to help us to just move forward to our next comprehensive dashboards or reports. That was it. Thank you very much.